Now that you have successfully logged into your course, I am going to show you how to navigate inside the courses. Once you log in and bring up your training plan, here indicates all of the courses that you have in your training plan. The courses you see on my screen might be different from what you have available, but these indicate the courses that you have available. As you can see, if you go up to the blue line, you will be able to click on these. These are individual courses that you can log into. I have logged into 10 soft skills you need, and I'm going to share with you some of the main components of this course, and all of the courses are set up the same way. First, we have a drop-down menu that tells you each section of the course, and you are able to access this menu throughout the lesson. Here we have the mic, the speakers, where you can make sure the volume is up or down. Each of these courses are available on any mobile device, and you can listen to the slides as opposed to reading them. And so I will let you hear those, but we won't listen to them the whole time. Now we will go ahead, I will put the volume up so you can hear how the course begins, and we're going to press start.
10 soft skills you need. Module 1, Getting Started. Having the technical skills and knowledge to successfully.
So as I said before, you can listen to the courses. You can listen to the content that are presented on each slide, or you can turn the volume down so you don't have to hear it, or if you're in a setting or you don't have headphones. We would go through to the next slide.
Workshop objectives.
And on this next slide, it clearly identifies what content will be covered in this course. This will be helpful for students to get a preview of what they will be learning, and for teachers or administrators, maybe for planning the course, you already know what subject matter will be covered. I'm going to go ahead and turn this down so that I don't have to talk over it in the next slide. Again, the drop-down menu here indicates that we went through these preview slides, and now we're at the objectives slide. The next slide is we are going to start the first module. As you can see, I've turned the volume down so I cannot hear it anymore, but if I want to hear it at any point in time, I can just
enhance our personal interactions and lead to.
Okay, but we're going to keep that down so it doesn't distract us. And so it gives a brief overview of the content that's on this slide and gives further information on the following slides. With each module, there are about 4 or 5 slides and then a case study. After each case study, there is a mini quiz. And so I'll take you to one of these other slides. I'll take you to one of these other slides so you can get an idea of what it might look like. Okay, this has a lot of content on it, but again, students can listen to this information, and so they can make sure that they're familiar with it. These pages can be printed out, screenshot and printed out if you're doing certain activities with the students, or maybe you want to do a deep dive or a group project. So these pages can be used in that way as well. So I'm going to fast forward here, and I'm going to go to the case study, and I am going to turn the volume up so we can hear the case study.
Dee preferred to work by herself, and her position at her company allowed her to do that most of the time.
So it takes you through an interactive case study which illustrates the skills that have been explained in narrative form in the previous slides. So it puts those concepts into a real-life situation. Once the case study has been listened to, there are many quizzes that follow each case study. The first question in this mini quiz is which of the following are true of soft skills? I would go ahead and make my selection and submit and go to the next question. Each of these modules, so this is module 2, module 3, each of the modules has about 8 to 10 questions. I will also want to point out that as we're taking this, we would encourage students to do their very best as they're going through it. And I am just going to click answers to move forward, because I will also show you that students will have a chance to review incorrect answers, go back and check for accuracy and find out where they made mistakes and make corrections as well. So I am going to just click through here. There's 10 questions. Okay, and I got a 3 out of 10. So students will go through the lesson. They will, as you can see, again, this is where we are. We've just finished the case study. The quizzes are not located on the drop-down menu, but they are after each case study. So at this point, I got a 3 out of 10. I can either continue to module 3, as you see here, or I can go back and review module 2 questions. I can see what I got correct, what I got incorrect. I can click through here. But I can also, this is an emotional intelligence question, and I can also go back in the slides and go back to that slide.
Empathy and the emotional
and
intelligence
find
quotient.
Where I made the mistake or find the correct answer. In this particular course, there are 12 modules total. Courses on average take between 20 minutes to 60 minutes, depending on how familiar the individual taking it is with the content that's presented. I'm now going to fast forward here. We're going to go to, this is module 11, networking. I'm going to go to the very last slide in that networking video. I'm sorry, in that networking slide, I'm going to go to the case study. After this case study, of course, we will have access to taking the quiz for this particular section. What do you do? Should you define when networking? Okay, I'm just going to choose an answer here. I'm going to submit. I can go through and answer all the questions, but now that I'm at the final module, it will give me my total percentage for all of the modules for each of the sections. So it will give me my total score. My default passing score that I have for each of the courses is 80%. And so what we'll do is we'll see what the total score is once we get to module 12. Now I've answered the last question here in module 11, and I'm going to move forward. And if they make a mistake and don't answer all of the questions, the system will prompt them to go back. Once I've completed the final quiz, it will then give me a total percentage for all of the modules that I have taken. Okay, again, that score is set at 80%. It will be passing. At that point in time, I can either exit the course and go and take another, or I can retry the quiz. So students have an opportunity to retry the quiz at each of the modules if they don't do well, or they can go through the whole course, take all of the quizzes, and then go and retry the quiz. Hopefully, I've answered all of your questions about navigating inside the course room. For administrators and teachers who have access to the online reporting and progress monitoring, please look for that video as well. And I hope you enjoy the courses.